best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. I told you we're going to roll the intro in and we're going to roll it out. We're going to just see what happens. I want to talk about, we did a video the other day, and the video is basically, titled, What Happens If the Giants Beat the Bengals? And I said there was going to be a two-part series here, and that second part of the series is going to be what happens if the Giants lose against the Bengals? What does that do to their playoff hopes? So let's say that on November 29th, the Giants lose to the Bengals, and, that's the end of the season. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best. I'm just joking again. No, if we lose to the Bengals, we are pretty much up the creek. Let's just be perfectly honest, because then we go to Seattle. I would say the next winnable game would have to be the Cardinals game. And the only problem with that Cardinals game is Kyler Murray. I mean, our defense, I don't know if we are ready for a quarterback like Kyler. And the problem is with Kyler, our linebackers right now outside of Blake Martinez are not fluid enough to handle Kyler if he gets into the second level. Yeah, they're just not. I mean, and that's a scare. And him running around the second level is a scary proposition. So even though that game is at home, we had them at home last year, and I think we knew how that went. And people are gonna say, "Well, that was Pat Shurmur." I was at that game, guys. It doesn't matter. I mean, we just played poorly that day. And strangely enough, the Cardinals are better now than they were last year. It's also going to be the return of Marcus Golden. So if that's, we would have to win that game, and then we would have to win the Browns game. And again, I know that's a home game, but the Browns defense, if the running game for the Browns still stays consistent like it does, Kareem Hunt has been running the ball well. We just have to make sure Baker Mayfield doesn't go off. But the problem is we would have to win both the Cardinals game and the Browns game. And at that point, we would then have 5 wins. And like I said, 6 wins takes the division. Then we have the Ravens on the 27th of December. And you know what? Lamar Jackson's coming to earth a little bit more because teams are forcing him in the pocket and making him throw. Even going back to Louisville, Lamar Jackson was not the most accurate of quarterbacks. But the problem with Lamar Jackson is he's very dangerous in his ability to create. And again, that game is in Baltimore. And we would have to face a pretty stout defense. So I'm going to have to give that game a loss. And like I said, we have to understand that we are going to probably hopefully win the Cowboy game, the last game of the season on the 3rd of January. So we would have to literally sweep the Cards and the Browns and then take the Cowboys game. So we would have to win 3 of the last 4 games. And like I said, I'm giving the Giants the Seattle loss. The Seattle loss is, Giants at Seattle. I have faith in Joe Judge. I have faith in the defense. I have no faith in the offense against the 12th man. And I know that the stands will not be full. I understand that. But it's just you're going cross country, you're playing Seattle, you're playing Russell Williams. I'm thinking Russell Wilson. You know what today was? Today was a bad day. My wife had an allergy test today. And it's when they test you for certain things that you're certainly allergic to. And she's pretty much allergic to everything. And we found out again today she's allergic to everything but basically horses and mold. So it was a very long day. So I'm recording this video late. But like I said, you have Russell Wilson. So I'm just not seeing that as any type of win right now. So I mean, like I said, we would have if we lose the Bengal game, we got to take 3 of the last 4 games of the season. And like I said, the only game that I see as a marked down winnable game would be the Cowboy game. So to wrap it up, we need to beat the Bengals. I mean, if we, like I said, if we want to continue this playoff scenario, it ends with winning it starts and ends with winning the Bengals game. We lose to the Bengals, like I said, we're good. We're pretty much in tough shape. Because, like I said, we would have to win 3 of our last 4. Oh, look at that! The music just popped back in today. I told you guys, I am way out of it today. But you know what? We just keep plugging along. Why? Because why not? But like I said, we would have to win 3 of the last 4 games, and I don't know if that's effective. And I did want to briefly touch on Joe Judge and the Mark Colombo situation. I mean, there was rumors that Colombo hit Joe Judge, and Mark is a pretty big guy. I don't believe in any of those rumors. I do believe that there was a shouting match, and Joe Judge had just had enough of Mark. And at that point in time, we had been hearing rumblings that Joe Judge had been coming in the last couple weeks into the offensive line meetings to work with the offensive line. And Mark probably did not appreciate that much. But it's interesting, though, because Mark did an interview a couple weeks back. And he spoke about his time in Dallas. And he spoke about how his coaching philosophy in Dallas. And he says, it's easier when you have 2 potential Hall of Famers and 3 Pro Bowlers on the line. You don't have to teach every little thing, but he's like, here, you have to. Well, yeah, Mark, we have a very inexperienced line. We have guys playing out of position. We have rookies. So yes, you are not going to have the same scenario that you had in Dallas when you had a line, you had a brick wall for a line. And I like the way Joe Judge handled the situation, because Joe Judge was just basically like, dude, you're out of here. And I think that is the way to be. And it's interesting because Joe Judge, of course, as always says, he is going to be the CEO of the team. And that's a very CEO move. I mean, a part of the team's not working, a part of the unit's not working. The first thing you do is you look at the guy running the unit, and if it's, the buck stops with him, you replace him, and you go from there. Now, I'm not a big proponent of replacing a guy mid-season, but if you're going to do it, doing the first week of a bye week is not a bad situation. And then I was also reading the same interview that Colombo was teaching Andrew Thomas different techniques. What the hell for? He's your first round pick, and you're teaching him different techniques in the pros that he's never used, and after the first couple weeks when he's looked sloppy and slow and confused, you continue to teach the same techniques? That's a recipe for disaster, and I think it was a disaster. So we wish Mark well, and he'll find a job somewhere in the NFL. Good offensive line coaches all the way do. Always do. We're probably not going to do a video this weekend, of course, because the Giants are not playing, but we'll try to come up with something maybe on Sunday. Something creative, something fun. I am pushing, looking at, and working towards doing the first live stream ever for Online Big Blue. We'll have some more information, hopefully, about that in the next couple weeks. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you can subscribe, if you ring that bell, if you know what that means.